They say being a vampire is eternal glory, immortality, power. That's the fantasy, right? Immortal, elegant, mysterious, forever young. But no one tells you what it's actually like to wake up in 2025. Hungry, broke, and terrified of daylight savings time. Do you know what it feels like to lose an hour of darkness every year? It's psychological torture. I used to think eternity would be beautiful. Now it's just loud. Cars screaming through the night, phones buzzing nonstop, neighbors arguing about Wi-Fi passwords at 3 a.m. The world never sleeps anymore, and I wish I could. I used to romanticize eternity. Now I'm just tired. Tired of everything being online. Tired of seeing sunlight in 4K through someone's Instagram story. Tired of people thinking vampires are sexy. We're not sexy. We're sleep-deprived corpses who can't go to brunch. If you're still alive out there, prove it. Hit subscribe before sunrise. Let me know I'm not the only one still awake. Once upon a time, the night belonged to us. Dark streets, whispering winds, terrified hearts. We were kings of the unseen. Now, everyone's awake. Streaming, scrolling, posting, existing. There's no silence left to hide in. Every house glows blue with screen light. Every street has motion sensors, cameras, drones. Even the moon feels like it's watching me in 4K Ultra HD. Last week I tried to stalk someone just for nostalgia's sake. But the second I got near the porch, Alexa screamed, "Motion detected in front yard." I froze. Then the porch light turned on and the human yelled, "Hey, DoorDash!" Leave it by the steps. I was holding a bat, not a bag of fries, but I still left quietly. Because nothing is more humiliating than being mistaken for a gig worker when you're an ancient creature of the night. Back in the day, people feared shadows. Now they fear low battery. Progress, I guess. Back then, blood was rich, warm, full of life. It used to taste like poetry. Now it tastes like kale smoothies and microplastics. Half of humanity runs on oat milk and anxiety. You bite someone, and all you get is a mild buzz of antidepressants and self-loathing. One guy I bit last month was on so many supplements that I actually burped vitamin D. Another one was vegan. Said, "I only eat organic." I almost apologized before biting him, but I didn't. His blood tasted like kombucha and guilt. They say the future is healthier, but nobody tastes alive anymore. Everyone's just surviving, caffeinated, medicated, dehydrated. You can taste the burnout. And don't even get me started on consent. You can't just appear in someone's bedroom now. You need permission, a digital contract, and probably a two-factor authentication. Last girl I tried to charm said, "Sorry, I don't do neck stuff unless it's sponsored." I missed the plague years. People were softer then, easier to scare, easier to love, easier to bite. You'd think social media would make being a vampire easier. Followers, exposure, brand deals. Nope. I posted a picture of my shadow once, caption it POV. You can't see me. Instagram removed it for graphic content. Meanwhile, humans bathe in fake blood for views. Pretending to be undead is aesthetic. Being actually undead is too dark for advertisers. Every time I open TikTok, I see someone saying, "I'm literally such a vampire, RN." No, you're not. You're dehydrated and emotionally exhausted. We're not the same. Even the night has influencers now. Graveyard photo shoots. Coffin core fashion. I can't compete with ring lights and editing apps. One girl went viral pretending to be my girlfriend. I've never met her, but her video got 1 million likes. Meanwhile, I'm here talking to a camera like a divorce immortal. If you understand the pain of existing past your expiration date, leave a comment below. Maybe I'll find you before sunrise. I tried therapy once. It was supposed to help me process eternal life. The therapist said, "Have you tried grounding techniques?" "Lady, I sleep underground. That's literally my coping mechanism." She told me to face my fears. So I opened the blinds. Didn't go well. She recommended vitamin D supplements. I laughed for an hour straight. She didn't. But honestly, she was right about one thing. Immortality doesn't make you powerful. It just makes your pain last longer. Imagine feeling heartbreak, boredom, and existential dread forever. There's no moving on when time doesn't move for you. I've had centuries to think about it. And you know what? Sometimes I miss being mortal. At least humans get to stop eventually. People always imagine immortality as freedom. It's not. It's repetition. You watch empires rise and crumble. Fashions change. Languages die, and you stay the same. I've seen lovers turn to dust, friends fade into myths, and cities burn not once but 100 times. At first, you mourn, then you forget how, because when you've lived for centuries, loss stops hurting. It just becomes background noise, like static in your soul. Sometimes I try to remember faces, their laughter, the warmth, but time erases everything. Even memory tastes like ash after a while. And that's the worst part. Not the blood, not the sun, but the silence between centuries, where you realize you've run out of reasons to exist. But hey, if this channel ever hits 100K, maybe I'll start caring again. So go ahead, subscribe. Give an old soul something to live for. Technology was supposed to make things easier. Instead, it killed the dark. LED lights, screens, satellites. The whole planet glows now. There's nowhere left for shadows to breathe. You used to find peace walking through empty streets at 3 a.m. Now every billboard screams, buy, click, watch. The night itself is ads. Sometimes I fly above the city, hoping to find a patch of real darkness. But all I see are neon veins, a global organism of light and noise. And I think, maybe I'm not the predator anymore. Maybe the world is feeding on me. Maybe humanity became the vampire, sucking the life out of itself for views, validation, and dopamine. You know, maybe we were never the monsters. Maybe we just adapted early, addicted to blood, obsessed with youth, terrified of dying. Sound familiar? Humans became what they feared. They stay up all night, chasing likes, sucking attention from each other like parasites. Immortality used to be a curse. Now it's just an algorithm. If you've made it this far, you're either as lonely as me or too scared to close the app. Either way, hit like before your battery dies. Let's see how long you can survive the night. And if you think being a vampire in 2025 is bad, wait until you see what it's like to be a ghost on Halloween. Coming soon.